And well, for you that would like to get to know me better, later on you can contact me. And thank you also, Dr. Sonobe, for the introduction also. And good morning, or sorry, it's rather good afternoon to all of you. Late afternoon, maybe in Japan, definitely. So I hope you are all in good health. So I'm very happy to be with you to share my experiences with you. And this is actually my passion also. If I'm dealing with young generations, I feel like I'm younger, feel always younger. So thank you for inviting me and choosing heaven and have chosen me as the speaker for today's event. So without further ado, I would like to share my slide. Yeah, please allow me to share screen. Okay, so slideshow should work. Okay, yeah. So why I choose the subtitle like this, because by coping with restrictions or limitations, you have to change. You have to be ready with all other criteria and also conditions. So that's why I chose these subtopics. So this is my outline. Yeah. So first of all, I will start with a global demand and trend, because before you submit a proposal or before you engage with other engagements, you have to know what is going on surround you. So then how to seek collaborators and collaborations, why I started with this first, because to find collaborators and to have collaborations, you need to have important skills as early career researchers or STI coordinators. So you need to upgrade, and then some examples how to be successful as an international STI coordinators, and lastly about the message to take home. I would like to, before I forget that my slides a bit long, but mainly full of photographs or pictures, because pictures say more than words. So that's why I put more pictures, and also as a proof that this is really hands-full experiences, as Dr. Sonobe already mentioned. So part one, yeah, the global demand. So of course, we have to get to know the global problems and how to get involved to solve the problems. And also, then we have to update with current world trends, integrated approach. If you want to solve the problem, even local solutions, but for solving global problems, doesn't matter, but it needs integrated approaches. Yeah, so not just one discipline. So that's why be a broad mind, and then be you have to increase the knowledge and other skills. So then you need to have managerial or leadership skill also, in addition to pleasant characters and other things that I will explain to you in more details later on, for collaboration and for becoming a world international researchers or coordinators. I will be very brief on this, because not much time given to me, as we want to have interactive parts later on. So of course, these two you need to address, and you have to know to get to know about this, the industrial revolution, 4.0 plus innovations that becoming 5.0, and then the era of the society of 5.0. And this one, I guess you all aware that we have to link with SDGs, the Agenda 2030. You might have been aware that in most proposal that you have to develop, you have to fill in which target you address of the 17 targets of the SDGs. And after you have the research and also the resources, it won't make any difference if you don't touch economy. So that's why the circular bioeconomy for human well-being is very important to address. So coming to the seeking proposal, I divide it into two parts for how to develop a good proposal and then how to find good collaborators. So to develop the proposal, I will be very brief in here. Of course, you can draft first and then you share to others, but vice versa, you can develop together, or someone asks you to develop a proposal together, but both actually require a good coordinator skill. And addressing current problems regionally or worldwide, and then frequently check the call of proposals, not just waiting, and have a strong networking established, as Sonobe-san already mentioned, that I with Sonobe-san and also Dr. Sonobe and Dr. Saito already met before, or even if we haven't met, we can do that via Zoom meeting or something. So it's good to have a collaboration in advance and to develop the proposal in advance. And be clear and straightforward, follow the format, do not miss the key components such as novelty, justification to achieve, experiences, output, outcomes, etc. And make a good and complete PowerPoint and prepare as much effort as you can. This is my experience in younger generations. Mostly it's too simple of PowerPoint presentations. You will see, although I'm very busy, I'm preparing like 54 slides and then full of photographs and others. So this is the efforts that don't be too simple when preparing the presentation. Well, you also when you answer for your defense, it means that you have to get prepared with the background of the proposal you are, or not just proposal, or maybe other things, other purpose. So this indicating that less effort and also less of or lack of time management skill if you are preparing just very simple PowerPoint presentations, and the technique to answer how to defend is very important. And collaborators, finding the appropriate collaborators can be through the senior one, or the sensei, or the network, internet. You can search from the internet, or it can be a vertical or horizontal scheme. The vertical more on your deep in your background or your subject, but horizontal is more inter or transdiscipline. Both can be searched parallelly. And to start, of course, usually with the vertical one, for example, you know someone from your senior or your sensei or others. So you just follow, and then later on you learn from that. So what efforts you need to establish the collaboration? Increase communication skill. This is also lacking in the early career researchers or coordinators. So this is also how to respond immediately. Sometimes after 1 day or 2 days, they respond. You can ask Saito-san and Sonobe-san, even in the minutes, although I'm very much engaged with other things, I already responded to them. And this is very crucial also, and provide more and extra than agreed output. So if you can provide this one, indicating that you also link with other projects. Yeah, so that means you can have more outputs and more outcomes and of the targets. And be punctual, especially the agreed date, submissions of the reports and other deadline. And then also provide updates every time to the donors and also to the partners, so that they don't curious what's happening with you. wondering. And so how to broaden the network? So this one, even up to now, I always chase someone. So you can see from the photographs, I always meet someone, I exchange my business card. So don't be shy. So just introduce yourself first. Don't wait until they come to you. So get involved and in as many international events as possible. If you want to be the coordinator, you have to show that you are a good model for the member of the team. So this one, another picture is the example of my younger generation that I train them to get involved in international event. So now I come to the scheme of the joint research. There are 4 bilateral group, either European or Japan, ASEAN, and other country, and then only regional, and then the global one like Horizons 2020 last time, and other things. And this one about GSPS, because we talk about Japan right now, so there are platform that also scheme that you can join or try. And then for Europe, for UK, this one also some scheme that you can join, the Newton Fund and also the Global Challenge Research Fund. And this one, as Dr. Saito already introduced me, this one is in fact more than 47. This is on my research, mostly international. This one this is in addition to the government funding through LIPI or BRIN. Yeah? So this one out of that. And also for my other activities related to environment and conservation, so mostly private sectors. So it's not easy to get funding from private sectors. And this one, if your proposal get rejected, don't be frustrated, because it can be because of the change of the policy of the donor agency. I experienced both of this one I put in on the screen, that the EU Horizon funding that time, they changed the policy to fund to the refugees in Afghanistan. So they reduced the research fund. And the last one, then the commitment of the local government, for example, regarding waste. So they are very keen already. This is already the last screening. So I passed the screening, for example, and you can imagine at 1 a.m. in Indonesia, because this one, the French funding agency. So I defend the proposal, and then it passed, and then they came here only this last screen to see, and then it's nice area for research, but then suddenly there were waste coming from Jakarta, so then they were hesitate to give this one because of a lot of waste from the government of Jakarta. Maybe they cannot handle this one. Anyway, so this one just example of a donor MOU fund signing for private sectors, and also from the ambassador of Japan from ODS. So I got that one for environment also. So now how to upgrade the important, how to upgrade your skill and knowledge, and well, a big change your attitude to be the good STI coordinators. Open mind, grab every opportunity, challenge yourself, do it with full responsibility, and never give up. Make friends, colleagues, and change good friends, of course. Choose good friends, and also good mentors. Learn more, challenge yourself. What can you do? And then dare to try. And anticipate the failure. So this one, for example, if you write a paper and then it was rejected, and also it failed in certain peer reviews step, you just try another one and submit to another journal and something, or maybe it needs more lab works and maybe other reasons. So just continue and try harder and pray harder. So this one will be very brief. Also, the left one is the general characters, and the right one is specific characters. You can read it yourself here, including agile. Agile means easily to adapt. Yeah, so any change you can easily to adapt to adapt, not adopt, yeah. So, and then ability to confront limit and challenge to opportunities. And specific characters, leadership, managerial skill, proactive, ability to negotiate, and ability to analyze and also synthesize. I put here a list of do's and don'ts. It will be more than this, but this is just several others. I'm not going to read all of them, but you will see which one is actually more to your characters. Maybe, oh yeah, maybe I feel I'm too passive, or I'm too get easily offended, or my ability is still limited. So what you should do, maybe I should always try to find blame or excuses. So what the positive ways you have to sharpen your skill, increase the skill to defend and negotiate, always check and recheck, always to follow up. The last one here is very important, always to follow up. Yeah, this is very important. I will show the proof later on in my later slides. And number one, also very important, because this is very crucial. This is experience for younger generations when they are given for the item of the work, for example, job desk. We give 4 and then they always bargain 3, for example. Can I just do 3? But myself, I always challenge myself. Can I do 7, for example, like that? Yeah. So this is how to learn to develop your skill. So always do the best, and then good visions and self-train as good leader, not just a good manager. I'm sure you know between the difference between leader and manager. The leader is how to make your people, your member to engage and to work with you to run your ideas. Yeah, so on the right hand side is the challenge of 5 fundamental leadership: how to challenge, how to inspire, how to facilitate. Yeah, so how to encourage. So this is how to, this is also lacking what I, based on my experience of the younger generations, how to, the skill to analyze. So this one, for example, how to increase the productivity, what kind of factors affecting it, and what kind of input, what kind of other things affecting it. Yeah, so how to find the underlying root causes. And also how to develop research roadmap. So this one is very important. I just make sure my battery is connected. Yeah, so how to make the roadmap until you achieve the target, this kind of roadmap also. And now I come to the successful international coordinators, mostly the example of my experiences. This is when I did my term at Kyoto University School, Graduate School of Agriculture, mainly for conducting joint research with Professor Isagi here on the left. And then delivering lectures, yeah, 14 lectures, and also then it's developed to other things that actually beyond the agreement, yeah. So while you are there, of course, we have to enjoy the culture here. I played the scissor, stone, and paper, yeah, and here. So this is key point: never say no. When someone offering you, for example, last time I said no to Canada committee, and then after that, it's very limited offer from Canada to me once you say no. So always try yes, just like a businessman. Can you do this? Yes, and then after that you think further. Anyway, so. This one during 5.5 months there, so I developed 13 potential collaborations and also 13 events in addition to the 14 classes. So this one, not just the Graduate School of Agriculture, but also this one left agriculture. When I finished, I got the like what you call it. appreciations. Yeah, and then this one from Graduate School of Biostudies. Yeah, so not just developing the 3 labs of biostudies, not just developing research, but also developing collaboration for capacity building. So this one with the dean and others. And also with other universities, sorry, I have to go back a bit, with other university and also with RIS under Kyoto University, with Tohoku University and others. Yeah, and this one even then develop a consortium, for example, in Durian, which is one example. So I met this kind of person, yeah, and then we discussed and developed, even for marine. So just broaden your scope, not just your knowledge, yeah, your subject, but also how to develop to be a liaison for other or coordinators for interdisciplinary project. So this one also initiating a bioresearch program with Green LIPI that time, and also with marine and oceanography, not just the Graduate School of Agriculture. So this one delivering seminars, open seminar for public, and also for the Student Association of Indonesia in Japan. And also I was asked to do as a speaker in international event of SATREPS office with Professor Umesawa, and that was quite a good one also. A lot of people attended, and also as a panelist there for young generation, also for SDGs innovators when I was there. So this is very exciting moment also. And also this one meeting leads you to another meeting and to another opportunities. So when I was the speaker of the an event in Bangkok, although it was online with MAF, what's that, Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, Fishery and Forestry of Japan and private sectors, then I got to know Dr. Sato of MAF, and then after that I wrote to him to be introduced to private sectors in Japan, although I know some. So then after that, the Shimatsu person came to me. So this one to the school. And then after that, we were invited to visit the Shimatsu headquarters in Kyoto University. I presented also my presentations. And this one, when you present your presentation, at the end, you have to propose what you want. For example, this one for Shimatsu, then we can do the training together, we can do joint research, you can fund this one, and then this is the information that available in Indonesia, for example, like that. Yeah, so not just leave it blank after you finish the presentation and that's it. And after that, you follow up. This is very important. Yeah, think comprehensively and follow up. So then I met the ambassador of Indonesia for Japan in Tokyo. I told him what's happening in what I have initiated, so that he can follow up, accompanied by the, before I met the ambassador, I met the attaché of agriculture and attaché of education. Yeah, and this one, after that, we also a Zoom meeting with private sector of Japan. Dr. Sato linked us with the very famous private sector in Japan. This is with Dr. Tanaka, and then also attended with attaché of agriculture of Indonesia. Yeah, so this one, and then the discussion can take any place and anywhere and anytime. Sorry. So this is the pictures we've taken while discussing. Dr. Sonobe and Dr. Saito kidnapped me to the Kyoto Botanical Garden, and then we discussed about this scheme actually. So I'm very glad that this scheme already implemented now and is still ongoing. Yeah, about the STI coordinators, and asked me to be the mentor. So this is just a discussion under the Sakura trees, and then with the Professor Kansaki, and also the director of the ASU Forest Research of Kyoto University. And also this is in the forest camp in Indonesia, and this one in the conservation area in Korea, the Republic of Korea. So you can do many discussion and the follow-up. Yeah, I mentioned about follow-up. So after I got back also, then I asked one of my collaborators to present something in Indonesia, the knowledge sharing seminar. So this one with Professor Suyama and Professor Isagi. So we presented this kind of knowledge sharing. And then I also followed up with Shimatsu, yeah, and with the ASEAN Secretariat. So Miss Kie came, I invited to LIPI or Cibinong Science Center, Naubrin to come, and we presented, met the several directors of biology research, Biotechnology Research Center and Biomaterial Research Center, and visited the lab that we have several equipment of Shimatsu there. Yeah, so, and also followed up with the ambassadors, with the governors, with others, yeah, with NGOs. Yeah, this one, maybe you realize that this is the former rector, president of Kyoto University. This is the ambassador of Switzerland, and this one in UK, the attaché of education and NGO. In the evening, when I was in Japan, I also did some NGO meeting in the evening. And so you have to develop your skill, yeah. So not just for scientific community, society, but also for journalists and also for students or young generation. So how to speak with their language, not too scientific, but how to get them understood easily. And take the role in World United Nations organization and other organization. The left hand here is actually the highest rank in the UN DG. So this is in UNESCO, so the DG of UNESCO. This one in the gown motif in brown. In myself, when I was the president and chairing the meeting in UNESCO and other meeting in the world, and linking with other programs. So this one you have a very good vision also. When you are there, you have to do many things as possible. And this one also in Pakistan and in Argentina and in Madrid and others. So all funded. I never asked for my government money. Always funded by, except for representing the government for the COP CPD or climate change. Of course, this one from the government because representing the delegation of the Republic of Indonesia. But this one more on my self as the researcher. And so, yeah, when you come to one event or one country, then you have to prepare in advance. Oh, I have to do is this one. So I have to correspond with the other person. So while I'm there, I can connect with many people as many as possible. So I was invited for the South-South cooperations for speaker. Then I also engaged with other things, also with the ambassador of Indonesia for Argentina here, and also with the Ministry of Environment of Argentina. So like that, yeah. So the communication skill is very important. Science dialogue for diplomats, road show for diplomats, for policymakers and others. This one with the Minister of UK, this one you know, this one with Japan Max, and with Egypt, and also the very right on the bottom is with the Minister of Environment of Spain. So this is very important. This is almost my last slide. Yeah, speech in the elevator, or some people say it the elevator's pitch. So although it says 90 seconds, but it can be like two minutes. 90 seconds is just too short. So when you meet someone and then it's unexpected, you have to say something. You give the impressions when you meet them, yeah, so that you give your ID, so that you can be contacted, or you ask their ID, for example. So this one with the governor, with the Minister of Environment and Forestry, with the ambassador, with the governor, these two on the bottom of different provinces, and even with artists, talk show presenter, with singer. And here with the suitcase, it was on my transit, but I have to take my luggage to change to another terminal. And I already contacted someone before I left and met at the airport. This is in UK, in Heathrow or Gatwick Airport, before I continued my journey. So this is just, you know, you say something and then get involved with them. So bridging with people as many as possible, because you can mine your topic for research too and develop your skill of leadership. So also broaden scope to how to educate people through the museum. This is Saito-san also with the museum in Bangkok, right? No, it's not. Yeah, it's in Bangkok in Thailand, and this is in Japan. And I met a lot of ordinary people in many countries, not just a scientific society. Yeah, this is the traditional people in Republic of Korea and in UK, in Japan, and others. Yeah. So this is take-home message. Willingness to be better and better. Actually, more on your change your mindset is a key. Above all, to be a good STI coordinator, integrity is a key point also, because when you neglect the integrity, then that's it. That's end of your career. And then STI, stay nowhere if you cannot communicate it to others. So the important things of good communication. So thank you very much. So I'm sorry if I pass this a bit long as I promised, but I think this is very important for the participant. Thank you.